afraid I've got some reservations about this one. I was trying not to, but I have. I think the way that Lord Allen of Hallam explained the importance of listening to young people is essential. In general, not being dictated to by them, but to understand the particular ways that they live their lives, the lived experience, to use the jargon, particularly in relation to a bill that spends its whole time saying it's designed to protect young people from harm. It might be worth having a word with them and seeing what they say. I mean, and ongoing, I'm not being glib. That seems very sensible. I suppose my concerns are that this becomes a quango, and we have to ask who is on it, you know, whether it becomes a kind of just another NGO of some kind of type. I'm always concerned about these kind of organisations when they speak on behalf of. So if you have a situation where, you know, you have the advocacy body for children says we speak on behalf of children, then that makes me very anxious, because I think that you can see that that can be a very politically powerful role, because you seem to have the authority of representing the young, whereas actually it can be entirely fictitious, certainly not democratic and not accountable. The key thing that we discussed in committee, which I think that the Noble Lord Knight of Weymouth is very keen on, which I am too, is that we don't inadvertently deny young people important access rights to the internet in our attempt to protecting them, you know, and that's why some of these points are here. I think that the Noble Baroness Kidron actually was very keen on that she's wanted to protect the young, but she doesn't want to end up where they have where they're denied access to important parts of the internet. So that's all good, but I just think this body's wrong. Just the only other thing to just draw your attention to, without I'm not trying to just be controversial, but it's worth noting. Child advocacy at the moment is in a very toxic state because of some of the issues around who represents children. As we speak, there is a debate about, for example, whether the NSPCC has been captured by Stonewall. I make no comment because I don't know. I'm just noting it. We've had situations where a child advocacy group like Mermaids is now discredited because it's seen to have been promoting chest binders for young people, to have gone down the gender ideology route, which some people would argue is actually child abuse of sort, advocating that young women, for example, remove their breasts, have double mastectomies, all of these kind of, and this is all online, by the way. I'm only raising that, and I know that some people will say, oh, you're always going on about it, but it's a very real and current discussion. If you talk, I know a lot of people who work both in education and with young people and in children's rights organisations, and they keep telling me that they're tearing themselves apart. So I just wondered whether the Noble Lord Knight might note that there is a danger here of walking into a minefield I know he doesn't mean to walk into, setting up an organisation that could end up being the subject of major culture wars, rows, or even worse than that, one of those dreaded kind of quangos that just pretends it's representing people that it doesn't.